What happened was she called the court, and Judge Daniel Gall was the judge, and she asked to speak to me. She told me she was being threatened. She was told by Arvin Klaar and Dan Caceres to leave Ohio until my case was over, if she knew it was good for her. She was so afraid that she moved into her folks' house, her parents' house. She parked her car in their garage and closed the door so they wouldn't know where she was. These characters went to Ed and Karen Pacella's house, threatening them. And I said, well, Dawn, I'm gonna take you off the witness list. I said, God forbid something happens to you. I'm gonna have to shoot myself. I said, forget it coming to court. And she said, Tony, they already know I'm helping you. There's no way. I have to come to court. I'll be a whistleblower. I have to expose this. And she said, I do want you to win your case, but I also want my life back. And whether you win or lose, if I don't come to court and testify, these people will hound me for the rest of my life, whether you're in jail or out of jail or what. I've got to come to court and testify. And I said, okay, whatever you think. And we just chatted about some fun times we had for a minute. And then she said, well, I got to go. And I said, okay. And so I said, I'll see you when, her thing was the next day, I think. This is either a day or two before she was supposed to come to court. I think it was 2 days before. So I do my case. She's the last witness. She's supposed to be there at 9 o'clock in the morning. She doesn't show up. The judge says, do you know what she looks like? And I said, yes, Your Honor. He says, well, go outside and see if she's out in a hallway. I said, okay. So this deputy, I'm a prisoner at this point. I was like, what is going on? And I was like, and then the judge put on the record that he just found out that Dawn Pacella was found dead in her apartment the night before. And I just couldn't believe it. I absolutely was. I still can't believe it. And I was like, my head was spinning because Dawn passed away. I was absolutely in a state of shock. So it was just like the craziest thing. And then they're starting to. So I remember when they were like at 15, not guilty, I just said, I wonder if this could continue. And then I just totally didn't even know what was going on. And I was emotional. Not guilty. They just kept saying, not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. I remember when it got to 40, I'm like, oh my God, this is a miracle. Not guilty, not guilty. And then at some point, I just fell to my knees and said, thank God. And I was just in tears. And I think the jurors thought I would be happy that I was not guilty, but it was like an emotional wreck. And they were looking at me like,
well, yeah, you're having like almost the worst and best day of your life.
I didn't even care that I wasn't guilty.
I didn't
even care because I kept thinking I would rather be guilty and have Dawn alive is what was going through my head. And all these different thoughts are going through my head that I'm thinking I'm responsible for this young lady's death because if I didn't put her on the witness list, even if she was threatened, by this point, I should have known these prosecutors don't play fair. And it was the craziest thing ever. I wouldn't wish this on anybody.